The use of fossil fuels for transportation is a major contributor to global greenhouse gas emissions and climate change. As a result, there has been a growing interest in the development and use of alternative fuels such as e-fuels. E-fuels are synthetic fuels that are produced from renewable energy sources such as wind, solar, and hydropower. They can be used in existing combustion engines without modification, making them an attractive alternative to fossil fuels. In this essay, we will describe the current state of e-fuels in the European Union, EU, and the United States of America, USA. E-fuels in the EU. The EU has set ambitious targets for reducing greenhouse gas emissions by 2030 and achieving carbon neutrality by 2050. The use of e-fuels is seen as an important part of achieving these targets. The EU has a number of initiatives in place to support the development and use of e-fuels. The EU's Renewable Energy Directive, RED, sets a target for 10% of the energy used in transport to come from renewable sources by 2020. This target has been increased to 14% by 2030 under the revised Renewable Energy Directive 2, RED II. E-fuels are included in the definition of renewable energy sources in both directives. The EU also has a number of funding programs to support the development of e-fuels. For example, the European Commission's Horizon 2020 program has allocated €80 million for research into e-fuels. The EU's Connecting Europe Facility, CEF, also provides funding for the development of infrastructure for alternative fuels, including e-fuels. There are several e-fuels projects underway in the EU. For example, Audi is partnering with a number of companies to develop e-fuels at a plant in Laufenburg, Switzerland. The plant will use renewable electricity to produce e-fuels from carbon dioxide and water. E-fuels in the USA. The use of e-fuels in the USA is not as widespread as in the EU. However, there is growing interest in e-fuels as a way to reduce greenhouse gas emissions from transportation. The U.S. Department of Energy, DOE, has a program called the Co-Optimization of Fuels and Engines, Co-Optima, that is focused on developing high-performance, low-carbon fuels. The program includes research into e-fuels and their potential use in the U.S. transportation sector. There are also several e-fuels projects underway in the USA. For example, Carbon Clean Solutions is partnering with ExxonMobil to develop e-fuels from carbon dioxide captured from industrial processes. The project is expected to produce up to 10,000 barrels of e-fuels per day by 2025. Challenges for e-fuels. While there is growing interest in e-fuels, there are also a number of challenges that need to be addressed in order to make e-fuels a viable alternative to fossil fuels. One of the main challenges is the cost of production. E-fuels are currently more expensive to produce than fossil fuels. However, as the technology improves and economies of scale are achieved, the cost of production is expected to decrease. Another challenge is the availability of renewable energy sources. E-fuels are produced from renewable energy sources such as wind, solar, and hydropower. The availability of these energy sources can be variable and may limit the production of e-fuels. Infrastructure is also a challenge for e-fuels. In order for e-fuels to be widely adopted, the infrastructure for their production, distribution, and storage needs to be developed. This will require significant investment and coordination between governments, industry, and other stakeholders. Conclusion. E-fuels have the potential to be a significant contributor to reducing greenhouse gas emissions from transportation.